everybody? What's up, man? The Plowzone is here, spotlight you, the independent artists, the people who love to make the music. And we got another great interview with an artist that is a little bit in the metal scene, but he's done some crazy shit all around the world, man. So, Reese, why don't you give us a little bit of what's up on this episode of the Plowzone video show?
All right, we have a great artist. His name is Trevor Hankwitz. He is a guitar player. He has a band called Two Gun, but right now he has a new project called Kojute, and we're going to bring him on and let him talk about his new band. Trevor, welcome to the Plowzone video show on Roku TV, on Otel Music Videos. We're going to talk about you and all the projects that you're going on now. And so, Trevor, tell us about your new project, Kojute.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. I've really been looking forward to this. But yeah, with Kojute, we got a pretty big project lined up. We're writing a 12-song album, and we're due to release it in January of 2026. And we have some pretty big names on the roster, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Why don't you tell us about some of the artists?
Yeah, so I have Mark Rizzo from ex-Soulfly, El Nino, Cavalier Conspiracy. He plays lead guitar for us, does all the shredding. I write all the music, the songs, and I do the rhythm guitar. And then I have Kyle Baltus from 36 Crazy Fists as our drummer. And I have Hex Henderson, who's going to play bass and add a little steel pedal guitar with distortion. He's from David Allan Coe. He played with him for a decade. He also played a pivotal role in setting up Rebel Meets Rebel with Dimebag Darrell and David Allan Coe.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I have a bunch of different vocalists on board. The main one right now I have is Marcos Leal from El Nino, and he's kind of helping me out behind the scenes and put all the pieces together. He's like my backbone dude I rely a lot on. And for each one of these songs, we're going to have a different vocalist featured on it from pretty much the nu metal era, the 90s, 2000s. We have Max Illage from 40 Below Summer I've talked to, Tommy Victor from Prong, Brian Fair from Shadows Fall I've talked to. So we're just putting all the pieces together, getting everything to fit. The main thing we're doing right now is just getting all of our songs solidified, recorded, and pretty much mixed and sounding good in order to ship out to all these vocalists. So right now it's kind of like the big push. We're just kind of wrapping up with the recording the music, and now we're moving on to the production stage for the vocals.
Cool. So let's back up a little bit, man. So where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Humboldt County, Humboldt Trinity, Emerald Triangle, Northern California.
North.
Yeah, a lot of cultivation there in the past. A lot of cultivation. So,
my dad was a cultivator.
So
I'm a cultivator.
Yeah, I think we all done a little bit of it.
Yeah. So what was your influences on guitar, or what made you want to say, hey, I want to do that?
I've always been in. Well, I grew up watching MTV, back in the 80s and 90s. So it was implanted into me. I really wanted to start playing guitar watching Angus Young from AC/DC, and then it went to Pantera, and then I found Hatebreed, and it kept just getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And same with, playing guitar. I've always just wanted to keep progressing. And before you knew it, I was playing like Dying Fetus songs and Cannibal Corpse songs and really getting into it, and then just going to local shows a lot, local metal shows. Those were kind of the shows that were readily available to me that I could access, in the area. I'd go down, pay $10, $5, go in, watch a bunch of killer bands. And I kind of stumbled upon like the deathcore scene in 2005. And, I met a lot of cool bands that were just coming up, like Suicide Silence and Carnifex. I got to see all of them when they were just in a van playing smaller shows. And I kind of built a rapport and a relationship with them. And it just kind of progressed from there.
Now, do you play guitar? Do you learn guitar from a teacher, or did you just listen and say, I got this, I know how to play it?
I when I was in fourth grade, I took a year's worth of guitar lessons in grade school in Weaverville, California. And after that year, I've already kind of learned everything that my teacher could teach me. So from there, I did stuff from my neighbors, learning stuff from other kids in school, and really just playing to albums. I'd sit in my room back in the cassette days, and I'd listen to albums and play along with them. And then I would get to where I would record my own scratch tracks on a cassette, and then I would push play on those, and then add another layer on top of it, and then that kind of progressed into what it is now. And I've just got into computers and started doing my own recordings and just
Nice.
dabbling in all of it. And it's been quite a journey.
So Trevor, if you could sit down and have a conversation with anybody about music, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh man, I have so many. Probably Ozzy
Well,
for
good luck
one.
with that.
How Ozzy, yeah.
I know, but I've had the chance to sit down with quite a few people and talk with them. I think the main one now would be probably Angus Young, because he's always been like a inspiration to me. I know his music's not completely technical or crazy, but they
Don't need
always
to
had
be.
that tight rhythm, and the songs were awesome, especially back in the Bon Scott days. I
You know
fell
what
in
he would
love with
say? You
those
know what
songs
Angus would
riding the
say?
school bus. And
Angus would say it's just in your face rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the early albums. I like the early AC/DC.
oh,
I like Back in Black, and then all of them sort of sound the same after that. But the early
yeah.
AC/DC stuff is just
Oh yeah, like
death.
beating around the bush, dog eat dog.
Powerade,
Some of
Let
the
There Be
songs you
Rock.
never hear on the radio.
Love
Those
them.
are the ones that I really fell in. I couldn't stand to listen to Thunderstruck or Back in Black or You Shook Me All Night Long. I've heard those so many times. I'm good, but
No,
it's
it's. I mean,
those other ones that I fell in love with.
definitely. Me too. That's when I went from Kiss to AC/DC when I was about 14,
Yeah,
15 years old, and so
yeah.
that was great.
So
So
let's
yeah,
hey,
And
let's
Megadeth's
ask this.
another one for me.
Look, who's that?
Megadeth was always a really good band that I've always liked. That kind of inspired me a lot. And then that led into Soulfly, and working with Mark Rizzo now is just kind of like a dream come true. I've had history with him in the past, and I've opened up for Soulfly quite a bit. But being in a band with him now and writing music with him, it's just a whole nother level. So I'm so grateful for that, and it's been quite an adventure already just the last year working with him.
now tell us about Mark Rizzo.
Oh, Mark, he's quite the friend, and he's helped me out a lot. He's helped me navigate quite a few obstacles, quite a few things in the scene that I didn't even know existed. He's really helped me out quite a bit, and he's helped introduce me to a lot of people that I'm fortunate to know now. Bands that he has, I know he has the solo stuff going on. He's also in Faction Zero, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's always out touring, doing his own thing, and super busy. But he always seems to make time for me and this project, and he seems to be really excited about it, especially with everybody that we have involved. So it's been a blast.
Excellent. So you guys, when you're
Yeah.
writing a song, you come up with the riff and you give that to your bass player, your drummer. Tell us the
Yeah.
process with your songwriting.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I'll sit in my room, I'll hear like a melody in my head, and I'll get that out on my guitar, and I'll work on it for a day or two, up to a couple months. Sometimes it depends on if I'm hitting a wall with it or not. And I'll get my scratch tracks done. I'll send it to Kyle Baltus, and he'll listen to it for a week or two, kind of get in a groove and find out what he's going to play to it. And then Kyle and I, we go to the studio together. We go to Black Diamond Studios in Portland, and they've done a lot of recordings for like Journey for Dean Castronova, and also Fear Factory. E40 goes there. I mean, they have
E40, yeah.
a pretty impressive roster, yeah. And Matt Jefferson and Alex McDonald are doing the engineering and producing work for us, along with Zaki Ali. And they've really helped kind of shape the sound and really tighten it up to where it sounds good. And once we get that done, then we'll send it over to our bass player and get the bass done on it and send it to Mark. Mark will put his leads on it, and we'll get all of that tightened up and mixed. And then we'll send it off. Like right now, we're getting ready to send it off to all of our vocalists. We've just been waiting to get our catalog built up enough to where we can give everybody a chance to kind of thumb through what we have and for them to pick what they think will fit best for them. So we kind of give them an option of what they want to sing on, you know.
You're still looking for artists to contribute, right?
Yes, yes, we are. Yes, we are. And you know, if everything goes great on this album, we would like to do a second album and kind of keep it going, you know, and pull as many guys as we can. I have some songs. I've actually reached out to some people like Aaron Lewis from Stained, and oh, I'm kind of having a brain fart now. Who else? But there's a couple other guys I've reached out to, and I've heard back from their management, and they've all told me that, hey, this sounds great. You know, send us some stuff when it's done. We'll pick through it, and if it clicks, it clicks. So I have about 6 other guys that I don't have for sure on, but they want to hear it, and if they like it, you know, they'll jump on it.
Now, do you have the final say? Say you give it to a vocalist and they bring it back, and you're like, or how does that work?
I have the final say on everything. I just, you know, but you know, it is a democracy with the band. I show it to everybody. We all weigh in on it. We all give our pros and our cons, and we pretty much make a vote on it. You know, if everybody goes, hey, this is rocking, or hey, this isn't, you know, or hey, half of this is rocking, half of it isn't. And we've even talked about just doing collaborations, maybe having 2 vocalists on a song, because some sent some stuff out and gotten it back where the chorus and melody sounds amazing, but like the verses in between,
right?
It you know, we haven't really nailed it down all the way. And there's some guys out there that just nail it on the verses, but have a hard time finding that melody that really hits, you know. So it's all just kind of like an ongoing experiment, but it's controlled though, you know.
Hey everybody, what's going on? The Plowzone is here right now, man. We got a great project coming up with Trevor from Kojute, and check it out. He's looking for heavy metal singers. If you want to give your 2 cents input on this, check it out. Trevor, why don't you explain to us what's going on with Kojute and how you're looking for the right vocals for your instrumental music? Hit it.
Yeah, we got a project going on with Mark Rizzo and Kyle Baltus and a couple other heads. We are having a different vocalist featured on every song, and we're looking for people to collaborate with. So anybody out there that would like to join us in what we have going on, we would love to have you on board. And we're all about just making good music. That's the main goal behind all of this, is just good music.
Hey everybody, what's up? Scott Plowman right here, man. We got a great new artist with a great new thing going on, man. He's looking for vocalists, and everybody wants to collaborate on his new album. Trevor right here. So Trevor, man, what's going on, and how are you looking for new singers for your new project, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I got a project started, Kojute. I have Mark Rizzo on board, Kyle Baltus, Hex Henderson, and Marcos Leal from El Nino, and we're just we're creating a collaboration album featuring a different vocalist for every song, and we're planning to release it January of 2026. But we have a handful of guys on board, a handful of guys kind of on standby, ready to listen to some stuff, but we would like to keep this project going in the future. So anybody that would like to collaborate with us, feel free to reach out to me, man. Anywhere on my Facebooks, my Instagram, to these guys, anywhere. I'm pretty easy to find if you look me up.
How would they get a hold of you? What's your email, or do you have a website? How would they do that?
No, we're actually building a website right now for Kojute. Mark's girlfriend is working on that for us. It's going to be kojuteband.com. And my Facebook, Trevor Hankwitz, or you can look up Kojute. We have an official Facebook page started as well. You can also look up Two Gun, Togun, all one word. We're on there. I have Instagram. I have TikTok. I'm out there.
So, Trevor, why don't you give us your links on how they can get a hold of you if you want to be a part of this amazing thing on Trevor's new album? Trevor, hit it up.
Yeah, I have Two Gun Guitarist, TWOGUN at gmail.com. So Two Gun Guitarist at gmail.com. And my Facebook's Trevor Hankwitz, or Two Gun, TWOGUN, or Kojute, KOJUTE. If you just simply look them up, they'll pop up, and feel free to write me a direct message. And I also have a TikTok for Two Gun Metal. And so you can find me there, and feel free to reach out. We're looking to collaborate with anybody that we can and just make great music with. Yep.
Trevor, what's the craziest shit you ever seen on stage?
Oh, the craziest shit,
Crazy.
man. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff. I'd have to say that the craziest show I've ever played was with Blood Oath. We were in Klamath Falls, Oregon, of all places, and we played the Grange. Yeah, we played the Grange, and I think there was like a 200 person capacity there, 150, and they had these rolling doors on the side. So we sold out, and there were still like 80 to 100 people outside. We rolled the side doors open. We ended up playing. Kids were throwing down so hard. There's this chick broke her arm, fell down and broke her arm. This other kid was doing the spin kicks, and he kicked the halogen lights out in the ceiling. And this other kid puked on the floor, and he slipped. And the smoke machines were going off so hard that it made the fire alarms go off. The fire marshal got called. They showed up, they shut the show down, and they told us that we were never allowed to play in Klamath Falls ever again.
Good time.
Man, right there. That's one of the shows that stuck out to me a bunch. And then probably Tony Danza, Tap Dance Extravaganza in Wichita, Kansas. I drank way too much, and we ended up tearing the tour bus apart, and I got in a bunch of trouble for that.
Sounds like fun.
But there's always been debauchery, man. Everywhere we went, it was one big party. Those Blood Oath days, man, they were crazy. We had a lot of fun with a lot of bands, and that's where I met Mark Rizzo at, was when I was in Blood Oath. Same with Chris Norris from Darkest Hours, Scar the Martyr, and Vimic. And I played with him. I think he was in Stitched Up Heart. And that wasn't really a crazy show, but I did get recognition from him. He really liked my guitar tone and came up to me, bought me a beer, and we've been friends ever since. And that was like 15 years ago, man.
Wow.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool, man. So I think we're going to start a new segment here on the Plowzone called The Craziest Concert.
I just went on that Headbangers boat that went from Florida down to, I went, and Soulfly was on that, Exodus, Death Clock, Lamb of God, and I had a blast with Zetro from Exodus. That dude is so cool.
He's local. He's local around here.
He is. Isn't he from Dublin?
Yeah, and he does an AZDZ band. I believe he does.
Yeah, that cover band, dude. That's cool. That's why I was thinking about. I was like, man, we should do an AC/DC cover. That would be a blast for him.
We don't know an AC/DC band, Reese, do we?
I do.
Yeah, no, yes, Zetro, he was the man. I met him on the first day of the cruise, and every morning before the big crowds hit, I was always up on the top deck hanging out, and he was doing his exercises, coming around, and we'd sit there and bullshit for a half hour to an hour every day. By the end of it, it was fun. We had a lot of fun. I would have to say that the coolest band on that cruise was probably like Unity TX coming up. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them,
Mm-mm.
but man, they have a new metal vibe, and man, they brought it. And same with Currents. Currents was on there too, and they're a great band. They've been doing a lot of stuff. I think they were just at Incarceration not long ago, and it sounds like they
Wow.
killed it, man. But I know their name's Currents, and they're pretty
Correct.
good, man. They're really good.
Excellent. No, that's what we
Yeah,
do. We spotlight independent music and the people who love to make it. All
yeah, dude.
genres are welcome.
I love what you guys do. That's where I'm at, man. I'm a metalhead at heart, and I love extreme metal. But I'd listen to everything besides super poppy music that just don't click with me.
Right.
But
Right.
for anything from like Waylon Jennings, old outlaw country, even older Buck Owens,
Yeah.
all the way up through AC/DC, Iron Maiden, you know,
Maybe.
Santana, Angel Vivaldi. I mean, it just I listen to everything. If it sounds good, it sounds good.
Some appreciation, gratitude. Anybody, man, give a shout out to? Go
Man,
ahead.
there's so many people I'd love to shout
Put 'em
out
up there.
to. From Mark Rizzo, like I said before, he's just been such an awesome dude and helping me out along the way. Muncie Ritchie with skateboard marketing, and Dale Restagini. He has a film sync company called Boombox Apocalypse, and Dale reached out to me and offered me, a hand up with everything. So I really like to say something to him. I really appreciate that. Marcos Leal, everybody in the scene that I'm working with currently. Suzanne Welch in Portland. She's works with MERP. She has her own media stuff, and man, I have so many people I'd like to say thank you to, but I don't want to take up too much time.
Oh, good. No, what it is we
Especially
like
you
to
guys. You guys
why, thank
are,
you.
getting us out there. I really appreciate that and giving us the time and
Now we try to
working
get
with
in.
us.
We try to get in all types of different music, bring in all genres because we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves on just
Yeah.
metal or just pop or just. We want to bring everyone in that's doing independent music that's trying to get their music out there, and
Yeah.
that is the best part of it. Is we get to be on the underground of all the new stuff that'll be out in a year or so, and that's I think the
Okay.
favorite part for me.
Yeah. No, and like with Two Gun, like I said before, I have that the single out Sleep that
Yep.
I did with Tanner Cohen's, which is the old vocalist for Rest Repose, Jared Dine's band. And
Wow.
so I'm kind of saving Two Gun for kind of more of the stuff that's not metal. Kojute is kind of like the metal collaboration project. Two Gun is, I have some hard rock stuff on there. I've talked with Marcos and Hex Henderson, and they're wanting to do a couple country songs, country rock where it's heavier, kind of like John Hardy. So
Yeah.
we already have the outlines to those songs down. Marcos is going to be recording vocals actually tomorrow for that, and he's reached out to AJ from Fire from the Gods, I believe is the name of the band that he's in, and he kind of has more of a hip hop element to it. So it sounds like he might be doing the verses, and Marcos might be doing the chorus and the melodies. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited though working with these guys, especially Hex Henderson. He reached out. I guess he's getting ready to do some work with Slash from Guns N' Roses, and he's a signed Showbud artist as well. And same with Slash, he's with Showbud. And I never really knew he played pedal steel until I really talked to Hex and I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, man, it shows him everywhere with that. And I guess they made a version of a pedal steel instead of sitting down on it. It has long legs and you can stand up and play it. So it sounds like there's kind of a small movement for these pedal steels coming into heavier music. And with Hex putting that active pickup, the AMG 81, in that pedal steel of his, I mean, and you can check out some of his videos. I mean, it's pretty kick ass, dude. So,
You ever heard of the band called the Native Howl?
no,
They
I
put a
haven't.
banjo heavy. Yeah, check out the Native Howl. They do
Oh, that's cool.
banjo and heavy metal. It's at
Oh,
first
that's
you're like,
sick.
what?
Oh, I'm down for it, dude. I think it would sound
Yeah.
good because a lot of that old bluegrass picking, it's so
Oh, they're
melodic.
like metal bluegrass. Yeah.
Oh man, like they shred, you know. And just like what's his name, Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. I mean, that's how he started. He was a banjo picker at first, and that dude would shred. You know, I've always been, partial to that style of music. And growing up in Trinity County, I was around it a lot. Listening to old Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and Buck Owens and even like Howlin' Wolf. Some of those older bands that I dig them so much. And I just love the contrast on their albums. You can hear the imperfections and the real picking. It's just, that's the kind of music I like. It has soul, it has conviction, and that's how I play. I like to play with conviction. I'm not a crazy lead player. I like the heavy right hand. I almost play it like a percussion instrument, and I just that's what I live for. Just that groove when you get in that click, man. I there ain't a drug in this world that you can compare that feeling to when everything
I
just
agree.
it goes together. And dude, you can't compare anything to it. I've tried. It's just one of those things in this world. It's a drug in itself. And once you catch that, I mean, you're chasing the dragon like I have been, and all these other guys in the scene. That's why they're still doing it. There's just something about it that it's clean, good energy. It's not like doing drugs or drinking or anything like that, where it brings you down when you come down or whatever. It's something whole about it, and it's like medicine.
It is medicine. Music is
Yep.
medicine.
New music keeps the soul alive.
It does.
Right.
1,000% it does.
It does.
And especially like this project we're doing now, the song we're doing with Chuck Billy, it's about lost and missing Indigenous children. And so we want to bring that hope and that feeling to all of those people that might be struggling from it, or have had, in the past, have been kidnapped, or even by their own family. And I've heard a lot of stories about it. I'm married to my wife. She's a tribal member here at MHA Nation in North Dakota, and so I hear a lot of stuff, just a lot of sad stories. And if we can bring light to that in any way, that's what we're trying to do. And just these kids around here, I've showed them a lot of, playing my guitar, just sitting down with some of these kids, and they love it. It's like they've never been around something like that, and you can see it in their faces. It's medicine. Yeah, just be on the lookout for it. Talked with Muncie Ritchie. January 2026 is when we're planning to drop the album. It'll be on radio stations, satellite radio, college radio. It'll be on YouTube. We'll be working on some videos, hopefully later this year, depending on how long it takes us to wrap up all the vocal production and get all of that mixed. But we plan on having a music video for every single song that we're going to do for this. And so I'm really excited about it. And once it drops, I mean, you should be able to research it anywhere. Just Kojute, Kojute.
Excellent. Thank you for coming on the Plowzone video show and Roku television on Otel Music Videos. We are going to be looking forward to the new release from Kojute, all the different vocalists, all the different players on there. And if you want to be a vocalist, check them out. Check out Kojute.
Yeah. Hi, this is Trevor from Kojute, and you're listening to the Plowzone radio show. Hey, this is Trevor from Kojute, and you're listening to the Plowzone radio show. Hi, this is Trevor from Kojute, and you're watching the Plowzone video show.
Hey, Jerry, you ever been plowed?
Well, hell yes, I've been plowed, but that's beside the point. I work at a prison.
Give me some of that Plowzone radio show.